What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Gregson and welcome to Shifting Lanes. Before we get started with this video, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. One, I am currently in the 2017 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Now, I was originally given a 2017 Toyota RAV4 Platinum all-wheel drive, traditional gas, 6-speed automatic transmission press car from Toyota, obviously. And they invited me up to the New England Forest Rally, and the current car I'm in is not what I drove back from the New England Forest Rally. We were doing press ride-alongs with Ryan Millen in his Rally RAV4, and the ECU and some of the wiring totally torpedoed during the press ride-alongs. So what they had to do is rip the ECU out of my press car that I drove up, jury-rig some wires, turn the all-wheel drive CPU into a two-wheel drive ECU, and now he ended up winning the championship. So my press car saved the rally in the championship, the perfect season for Ryan Millen. If you'd like to read about that, I will link the article below in the description, or you can go on shiftinglanes.com or Drive Tribe and search Shifting Lanes. Second thing I want to talk about really quick is that we've seen some comments in the past couple of videos, especially with these crossovers, and no, we are not a crossover channel. It's just the luck of the draw with all of these press cars that we get. Right now, we're getting a lot of crossovers, so we're going to talk to you about them, and we're going to give you some advice and our opinions on them. Some comments that we've seen is that, oh, you guys are enthusiasts, you're not really giving these things their due, you need to put your consumer hat on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put my consumer hat on for these 5 things videos for this particular car. However, you need to understand that some of our opinions as enthusiasts do matter as well, and some of those things that enthusiasts look for should matter to you as consumers. Handling, power, fun to drive, these sort of aspects should be part of your decision. If you don't like driving a car, why the hell are you buying it? If it doesn't handle well, or you don't feel in control of the car, why the hell are you buying it? You shouldn't buy it. If you don't feel safe, powering onto the highway, or you feel it's underpowered, why the hell are you buying it? These are things to consider. So, without further ado, I am going to give you my 5 favorite things, or the 5 things I love about the Toyota RAV4 2017, both hybrid, CVT, and traditional gas 6-speed automatic transmission cars. Here we go. All right, as I pull out of the parking lot, you can probably check out behind me and all around me that this car is very orange inside. I love that. It's kind of like the Nissan Rogue that I drove a couple of months back. It had that burnt orange interior. This has kind of the same interior, but a little bit different contrasting. You can see there's a black contrast with the orange, there's white stitching. There's a lot going on in this interior. It is very, very busy. I like busy. I drive a 2014 Subaru WRX, for those of you that do not know. That is a crazy busy interior, and it's not boring in any way, and I like that. I'm a huge fan of that. In here, there's, I think, 5 or 6 different types of trim. There is black plastic up here on the dash. There's silver plastic on the dash. There is orange leather. There's black leather. There's white stitching. There is silver on the audio knobs. There is silver around the power button. There's also this plastic faux wood grain on the center console and some of the doors. It works in a way that's weird, and like I said, I like weird, so I'm a huge fan of that. Also, the exterior color of this car, it's this lightning blue kind of color. I don't know the exact name of it, so don't call it lightning blue, that's not it. But it's this really bright, my wife called it the blue beacon. And that's true. You will never miss this car in a parking lot. And I'm actually driving home and I see nothing but black, silver, gray, every other boring color. I drive a gray car, so it's kind of boring, but every other boring color that's made now. This thing is not boring. It's really kind of cool, and I'm a huge fan of the crazy color combination and the interior, so I'm a big fan of that. And if you like that in your SUVs or whatever car you're driving, you're not going to get tired of it in here. We're actually pulling up to a light, and that leads me to a perfect transition for the second thing that I like. So I'm going to go kind of slow here and then put the hammer down a bit. The power in this hybrid is quite good. Now, I mean, this has a CVT, so it has a bit of a drone with the transmission, but when you really put your foot down in this thing in sport mode or regular mode, you get better throttle response, and it really has some get up and go. For an SUV, I think this is probably the fastest feeling one that I've personally driven. I do think that having a bit more power in a car like this is a hugely important thing to have, especially when you're on the highway and you're trying to get out of a sticky situation. Interestingly enough, the RAV4 hybrid is the most powerful in the entire line. You'd think that the normal gas engine is actually the most powerful of the line, but no, the hybrid actually is. I'm not sure of the power figure, but yeah, the hybrid, strangely enough, is the most powerful RAV4 you can buy currently right now today. So I would personally recommend, if you're looking for a more powerful RAV4 or CUV this size, go with the hybrid of the RAV4. I think it's, to me, again, it feels like the most powerful SUV, small SUV I've driven. It definitely got me out of a few situations coming back down from Maine on the highway where there was a ton of traffic. So yeah, huge thumbs up to Toyota to actually make it feel like it can actually get out of its own way. Third thing I really like about this car, and actually I'm going to take my glasses off because it's no longer bright outside and I look like a doofus, is the MPG. So funny, you come right from a hybrid with a lot of power in its class to the MPG of this car. I don't know the exact figures that were quoted by the EPA, which honestly, they don't really matter. What matters is the real world tests. And in a real world test, the gas engine did very well. I had 28.4 mpg on the gas version. In the hybrid version, I averaged 36.1. So you're talking nearly 8 miles per gallon, and over time, that's going to add up. Whether you want to pay the premium for the hybrid engine or not, you're going to save yourself some money over time with all of that gas savings. So yeah, little lane keep assist. The tech in this car is also very good. Not part of my 5 things, but I'm a big fan of the tech in this car as far as the semi-autonomous stuff. We'll get to some other tech in this car in the 5 things I hate video, little teaser. But yeah, getting back to it, the MPG in this car is quite good, and in class, I think you can't really ask for much more than 28 or 36 for regular gas or hybrid cars. You're looking at pretty much exactly the same, and you're getting what, between 1 and 2 MPG difference between all the cars in the segment. Rogue, CRV, CX-5, this one. This is a very good one, and the hybrid really kind of puts it above the rest of them, in my opinion, as far as MPG goes. Now, a lot of those miles came on the highway. I was doing a long road trip from Maine back to New Jersey, and in the gas version from New Jersey to Maine. So I would say my highway miles were probably between 80 to 90%. City miles were not as much. Either way, I think the MPG is impressive in both of these cars, and I think that it should definitely be taken into account. And I really enjoyed having you could get 500 miles to a tank in the hybrid. You could get 500 miles to a tank, I think, if you do an all highway trip in the hybrid. So yes, love the MPG in this car. Fourth thing that I really like about the 2017 hybrid Toyota RAV4 and the gas one, which actually has the exact same sound system, is the sound system. It has a JBL tuned OEM kind of whatever, stock sound system, and it thumps pretty good. It has a kicker in the back, or not a kicker, it has a sub in the back. My mind goes back to kicker subs, back when I was actually throwing subs back into my horrible Ford Taurus back in the day. It has a sub in the back, and it hits pretty good, and I did the whole range of rock, chill, EDM, electronic dance music, rap. I even threw on some country to see what it was like, even though I hate country, and some pop as well. And the sound quality is pretty good and well-rounded for almost anything you can want. The tweeters are in a nice place. If you want to drown out road noise, you can do it no problem with this system. So the sound system sounds really good, and for an OEM system, from what I don't consider myself a huge audio snob, but I do like some audio quality. I think it's a pretty good system for what it is. All right, fifth and final thing that I like about the 2017 Toyota RAV4 is the cargo space. Now, you're gonna get the same cargo space with pretty much anything in class. There are differences, yes, but you're gonna have 5-person seating, you're gonna have a good enough trunk, you're gonna have decent legroom. We were basically bringing this car around as part of the New England Rally as an adventure. The event was a lifestyle event. It really wasn't to review the RAV4 per se. We checked into our hotel the first night, stayed overnight, and then the next 2 days we're basically on the road from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. the whole time. And this was with a crew of probably, we were rolling 20 deep between Toyota people, journalists, anything like that. And the car was crammed full of stuff, and I mean crammed. There was giant coolers for waters and food and stuff. There was all of our bags when we checked out of the hotel the first night. The whole second day, all of our bags were in there. No one felt cramped. There was plenty of room for everybody, even with 4 and 5 people in there. No one really had legroom problems. Everything fit perfectly, and for a family of 4 kids, or just, 4 large dudes or large women, 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", tall people, I don't think you're gonna have that much of a problem over the course of 2 to 3 hours. Past that you might, but if you have a family, you have small kids, this is gonna be more than enough for what you need. So the cargo space in here is really good and on par with the rest of the segment, and no one ever felt cramped. So yeah, cargo space really good in the RAV4 for 2017. There's a couple of things that I didn't mention that I think are worth mentioning. The handling of this car is pretty good. I really think that it's above average for the segment. Is it better than the Mazda CX-5, which is the benchmark in the segment? No. Is it better than the Honda CR-V? I'd say it might be on par with that, maybe slightly less, but it's pretty good. I'm a fan of how it handles. I think it's planted pretty well. The road noise is pretty minimal. There's not a ton of road noise in here. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, we're only doing 30, but this is a pretty pitted road. You can probably see from the camera shaking around, and I'd say the decibel level is well below 70, honestly. I'm not really talking at that loud of a volume. So there's a lot to like about this car, honestly. I'm not going to go into into the gory details, but if you're in the market for a small SUV or a CUV, and you can get this car $1,000, $2,000 cheaper than a CR-V or a CX-5 or a Rogue or a Hyundai Tucson, buy this, because it's a Toyota. It's probably not gonna break down. Toyota is famous for their reliability, so buying a RAV4 over something else, you don't really have to, but if you can get a good deal on it, totally go for it. You're not gonna be disappointed with this car. This one is at the end of its life cycle, so in the next couple of years they're gonna have a new one, and it's gonna probably be one of those that outsells almost everything. And a fun fact before I go, Toyota said even at the end of this car's life cycle right now, they are going to sell more RAV4s in the US domestically than they will Toyota Camrys. So just to give you an idea of how the market is trending right now, they're going to small SUVs. People want that taller ride with that commanding kind of seating position. So you really can't go wrong with the RAV4. So those are the 5 things I really like about this car. Next week, I will give you the 5 things that I hate about this car. Are they deal breakers? I don't know. They might be for you, so you have to tune in to find out. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Like this video if you did. Dislike this video if you did. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. I can't control your decision. So until next time, my name is Gregson. Thanks for watching Shifting Lanes, and catch you soon. See ya.